What's up, Gamer Nation? Heretic here, coming at you with a new review for Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, brought to you by Asteroid Base Inc. Games. Sorry for the other review. I know I was supposed to purchase Unravel and review it for you guys, as it does look like an interesting title, but I'll get to it eventually. This one just caught my eye more, partially because I thought it was something that it kind of wasn't. But this is going to be a quick one, because I want to explain to you what this game is and why it caught my attention and why it should be a decent purchase for some of you. Well, so what is this game about? Well, the game takes place in the future, where these humanoid slash animal thingies have, you know, spread love throughout the galaxy, right? Okay, bear with me. So love persists throughout the galaxy, but the machine that creates all this love got destroyed and created these entities called anti-love, right? So the basic idea is you're gonna reassemble this broken machine to bring back love to the galaxy. Yeah, I know it sounds pretty lame, and it truthfully is. There is no story to this game. It's basically a backdrop for the gameplay, right? There was no ideas for the story. The characters, they come and go. There's no names for these characters. Hopsy, whatever the rabbit's name is, that's about it. But all he's there to do is just deliver, some keynotes and set you up for the features of the levels. And basically, that's all you need to know. The story's cheesy. It's basically for the kids. It's just a simple backdrop that they needed for the gameplay. And the main thing that you are going to be doing is traveling through various locations, or space levels, I guess, in your little circular ship that you see. The game caught my attention because the trailers made this game more action-packed than it appeared to be. It's a little bit slower than I suspected it would be. But the core gameplay is what's going to draw you in. It's you and either your AI partner crewing a ship throughout these locations and fighting off these enemies, alternating between either attack or defense. You have to protect your ship at the same time while destroying all the enemies that are chasing you. And there's going to be a lot of chasing and fighting in this game. So what it is basically two things you have to do. This is a couch co-op game. There is no online multiplayer. Don't make the mistake of purchasing this if you know that you're an online only guy. This is a sorely missed opportunity for the developers, as I think this game would have been, even though there's only 2 players involved in the game at a time, I think this would have been great as an online game, and I think it would have spread a lot of attention that this game needed. It didn't need that much attention, but it's still a decent game for its idea. But online co-op is an extremely missed opportunity here, and I wish they would have done it, or at least they'll patch it in the future, because I don't think it's that impossible. But anyway, yeah, there are 2 people in the ship, right? It's either you or your real-life friend, or you or an AI buddy that you control and give commands to. And you will be selling the cosmos, looking for these rabbits, which can get you through the next section of the levels. And there are 5 sections in total in the game, and each of those sections have four subsections that you can go through with a final boss encounter at the end of those sections, right? So you and either an AI partner or a human player will be selling these cosmos and fending off waves of enemies to rescue these rabbits, which opens the gateways to the next sections. If these objectives sound kind of boring, that's because they are. It took a while for the game to kind of wear off at the beginning, because at the beginning I was completely taken in by the new type of game, which would be the managing of your ship, right? You order your AI partner, which I play single player, so I had to order my AI partner throughout each sections of the ship to either man the turrets or man the shields or man the super weapons, basically while I fly. Okay, we can alternate. I can stop maneuvering the ship to help on my AI partner, shoot at the enemies, man the shields, or shoot off my special weapon whenever I need it, right? This is a pretty clever concept in its execution, because I haven't seen this before, and I can see how this could be a couch co-op game. and it is if you have friends, but I didn't, so the fun factor kind of took a hit for me, as the AI partner was doing pretty much everything, and I'll explain why. But this concept alone is what drew me to it, and the levels, when I saw them, they did look fun. It looked like a fast-paced game, but it is more slower than you would think. Okay, let's be clear. The early levels will take a hold of you because you're learning the game, you're learning what you can do with your ship. But ultimately, these levels, they do get boring. There's only a few. They do vary. There are a few interesting knickknacks here and there to help your progress, and there's different ways that you can interact with the environment. But they are so minuscule that they almost don't matter sometimes. But the main draw of the ship, this game, is your ship. You want to know what your ship can do. There are different upgrades for your ship. There are different shapes. There are different ways that your ship can move around. The weapons can be customized in the gameplay with these crystals that you pick up, and they can be combined in different ways and form different types of weapons and combinations. Your turret can just become an ordinary super turret firing slightly faster, right? Or it can become a sort of a ball and chain, right? With the ball being fitted with razors, you know? Or your shield can be upgraded into from a standard laser into a different laser, which can bounce back enemy attacks. There's just a lot of things about the ship that's gonna allow for experimentation, but that seems to be the only good thing about this game, though. It's just that aspect of moment-to-moment interaction between what your ship can do, how it can attack and defend against the enemy. That seems to be, and what kind of ships that you can actually use against the enemies. That seems to be like the main draw, and unfortunately, the only draw after after it becomes monotonous if you're playing by yourself, just commanding your AI partner, as you will be doing most of the flying, and you will be commanding your AI partner to shoot for you as you pilot throughout the levels. As I said, unfortunately, the only reason why the customization of the ships is the thing that will pull you in is because the rest of the levels are so they're unique every time you first jump in, but they soon become repetitive. The entire game becomes repetitive because the enemies, you will be fighting them. They are interesting to fight, but like I said, they don't change that much in their tactics. You will be running, you will be fighting, you will be ramming them with your ship, but it's just the game, you will start to feel fatigue towards the later levels. It's not that the levels look bad or anything, it's just that everything is just slow pace and it just becomes repetitive. Not a grind per se, but just it becomes monotonous if you don't have a partner with you. And honestly, even if you did have a true human player with you, I think this game would become repetitive, and I don't think many people would actually finish it. They would play, if there are two players, they would actually experiment as much as they can with the weapon customizations and combinations. But after that, I really think the game would not last in terms of longevity because of the later levels. There's there's just no variations, extreme variations that would require that would hold your attention, even if you did have a second player. But fortunately, there are a couple other things to do. It's not just sailing through the levels and shooting at stuff and finding bunnies. Every now and then there's a wave-based mode. You know how I feel about that, but there's only a couple spread out throughout this campaign. They're fun. You can see one right here. And also there's boss fights at the end of the main level sections. These boss fights, at first, they are fun. They are a good diversion. They are a good change of pace. But the first couple boss fights are legit. Let's just get that out of the way. But the next few boss fights, I believe there's 4 boss fights in total. These boss fights are they're interesting. They have their own unique attacks that will mess you up if you're not paying attention. A couple of the boss fights I did beat on my first try. They will give you an interesting challenge. They are a change of pace. But the last couple boss fights, I'm just going to tell you this right now. If you do not have another couch partner, and you're just using AI, you will get fucking schooled. Oh my god, dude. I was using AI this whole campaign, right? And the last two boss fights were like the most annoying boss fights and I've played in a while, simply because the AI wasn't adept enough at even though he is faster than you at manning the guns and the turrets and whatnot, he's just not as adept as a human player would be in taking down these bosses. And these last two boss fights are what completely annoyed me. I couldn't even get past the last boss fight because even though the last boss fight is legit, and if you got a couch partner, I would say, yeah, go ahead, go on to the last boss fight, because that's a legit fight. Until, you know, I used up all my health trying as hard as I could to take him down, only for him to transform into something else, into another phase of the fight, and pissing me off because the game didn't give me any other health, and I had this slow-ass AI partner helping me, and I just could not fucking beat the game because of it. So yes, there are limitations in this game. This game was definitely made for couch co-op. If you're playing alone, I'm not gonna lie, it will piss you off because the AI it's functional, but it's not as tactful as it needs to be. But yeah, I think I hit on the main games. This game will draw you in at first. It's a very unique concept in terms of execution because I've never seen a setup like this where it's two characters manning a ship, right, and attack and changing up between attack and defense, tactfully, because like most tactical games, I don't want to point fingers, but yeah, I'm not saying you need to plan out every phase of your defense, but yeah, you do need to be mindful about the positioning of your ship. You need to be aware of how much special weapon you have. Some of the weapons are cool to look at and to experiment with, but I find some of them just to be impractical, like the the ball on chain, which doesn't it's just not effective because there will be multiple enemies thrown at you at a time. Okay, so but yeah, the main draw of this game is the ship, the initial gameplay, the initial feeling as you learn these new mechanics, but that's about it. This is a fun little game. I got it for $10 on sale on PSN. It's decent. If you're looking to try something new and fresh, go ahead and try it, but don't forget, this is a couch co-op game. There is no online, and that's going to be a bummer for some people. It's a bummer for me because I personally believe that couch co-op is not dead for a fact, but I also think that developers like this should not limit our options, because like me, I don't have many friends. I mean obviously I do have friends, but they're just not available, to play games like I do, especially couch co-op. I mean, we always go online like 99% of the time. But again, I just wish the developers would at least patch the co-op back in, right? It wouldn't piss as much people off, because some of these levels, I'm still working on a rating system for my games. I want it to be a little bit more unique than numbers, but for the moment, numbers are going to have to do. So if I were to rate this game just based on everything, because I'm going to have to count on the missing online portion in this type of game as a negative, unfortunately. But the game is initially fun, but it does get boring towards the later levels due to the lack of variation. But overall, I would probably give this game, I think a 6 is pushing it. I think I would give it a 7 out of 10 if I were to rate it. But it's an interesting game if you're just that bored and you have nothing else to play. But it's an interesting experiment, and I hope that Asteroid Base Inc., they build off this concept in the future and actually incorporate some gameplay that we can actually share. Because, again, couch co-op it's share, but with this world of online and the internet, it's just limiting in my opinion. But that does it for the review, guys. Updates to my channel, guys. Some games, like I said, I will get to. You know, I just purchased this game at the spur of the moment. I was supposed to buy Unravel because that game looked totally interesting, you know. But, you know, stuff happens. You know, I change my minds. Some games catch my eye, like this one. But I will try to get a hold of these games and stream them over Twitch, so be sure to follow me on that. Appreciate the subscribers. I've been noticing that my subscriber count has been going up. Appreciate that. Trying to play as many games as you can, as many games as I can for you guys, so that you know whether your purchase is good or not. I'm trying to inform you about all the other shit that's out there, not just AAA games, because AAA games are good, but like I said, there's more to games than just those titles. You never know when you might be playing the next Rocket League. I know a lot of you guys love that game. I do too. The next Rocket League could have been this game, but it's not. But it could be the next game. You know what I mean? But I just want to keep you guys informed about that. It's all about exploring what's out there in terms of games and expanding the experiences that they can bring you. Because, you know, there's always new memories to be made, you know. But that's it for me, guys. I will be posting another couple of videos. I know that some of y'all have been waiting for the montage that I've been promising. It's coming, but I thought I'd get this out there since this is an indie title and it's quick to get done. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate all the likes and subscribers. Really like that you guys are supporting me. I do what I can when I can. Again, I know my reviews can be long, but that's just because I want to go in depth. I have a lot to say, so bear with me on the video length, as at least I try to give you some quantity at least, if you don't like the quality. But thanks again, guys, and be sure to sub for more kick-ass content. This is Heretic signing off.